All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet.
Hello again, it is your evil friend Pen, and welcome to my channel where I talk about what I want whenever I want. And today what I want to talk about is the Muppet Joker. You may be pondering to yourself, hey Pen, what in the world is a Muppet Joker? Well, I am glad you asked, but before that I need to let you know that I am getting all of these posts from the Muppet Joker's blogs. If I miss anything important, let me know because they have been known to delete posts. Also, Kermit is an aspiring writer of mostly erotica, and while I am not one to kink shame, I will not be reading them for the most part unless they are heavily censored. I will also be skipping posts irrelevant to the main story, so to say. The Muppet Joker is a character blog surrounding a person who calls themselves Kermit, and as of their most current DNI, she uses all pronouns, so I will be doing my best to cycle through those. The Muppet Joker is this high-tier performance art, in my opinion, that now spans over the course of 2 years at the time of making this. But where better to start with this other than the iconic original DNI? Here we go. And I will be doing a voice, I am not sorry.
Greetings, Homo sapiens. My name is Kermit. I also respond to the Joker, the Croaker, the Clown, Prince of Crime, Dark Muppet, and Mr. the Frog. Pronouns are self-explanatory. I am a Kermit and Joker combined kin type with kin memories. I also ship Kermit with the Joker and am in a romantic relationship with the both of them. D&I, other Kermit/Joker kin types. People who post about wearing felt, the material I am made of, as Kermit. Batman kin types. Fuck you, Batsy. Marvel fans, self-explanatory. Raylo shippers, disgusting. Hank Green apologists, minors, or people over 30, just a preference. People who use AI, support independent artists. Busy pop antis, see above. Pokemon fans, animal cruelty is disgusting. People who don't support the men's rights movement, fuck you. Women, females, get off my blog, voids. Those of you on the wrong side of ace discourse, you know who you are. Has-been Hotel/Steven Universe fans, y'all are annoying. No Sans/Sans AU-kins, especially Error Sans, was traumatized by Sans Kinney. If you're reading this, fuck you, Error. People who are afraid of seeing what darkness and depravity truly look like. Heh. Run while I can. Well, you can. Can I interact with the Muppet Joker? What matters most to the Croaker is how you identify currently, not what you were born as. With that out of the way, what would you say you are? Are you a man? You may interact. Are you a woman? You may not interact. Are you non-binary? You may interact. Are you gender fluid? You may interact if you would not consider yourself aligned with womanhood in the current moment. So, what do we get from this? Kermit is a kin type featuring both Kermit the Frog and Joker, and while Kermit may not be real, a real person, this blog is a character, obviously. There are real people who identify with these terms, and sadly I do not consider myself informed enough to talk on that portion of this subject, so let us move on. At this point of time, he used exclusively he/him pronouns, was incredibly misogynistic while being surprisingly inclusive in his own way, and knew exactly how to get into drama. You see, if you've been on the internet in fandom spaces for any length of time, you know that all of these fandoms and opinions he has are incredibly controversial. But while I could justify a few of them, the way it's written is written in a very clever rage bait.
and I just have to say well done. Because the Muppet Joker did end up getting the attention they wanted. But let's get back into the actual posts themselves.
All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. All work and no play makes Kermit a dull Muppet. Hashtag The Shining, hashtag Kermit the Frog, hashtag The Muppets, hashtag evil, hashtag scary. It's not fucking easy being fucking green. Hashtag evil Muppet, hashtag evil Kermit, hashtag Joker, hashtag it's not okay, it's not easy being green, hashtag it's society. Biblically accurate Muppets are real, and you will not survive the piercing gaze of their 1,000 felt-made eyes. Hashtag repent, repent, repent. Hashtag evil Muppet, hashtag Muppet Joker, hashtag God Muppet, hashtag biblically accurate Muppet. I know. What about another joke, Fozzie?
No! I think we've had enough of your jokes.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill Muppet with a society that abandons him and calls him like trash.
Call the police, Gonzo! Call the police!
I'll tell you what you get. You get what you fucking deserve.
Kermit shoots Fozzie in the head. Audience screaming. Kermit laughs. Audience screaming. Hashtag dark Kermit. Hashtag dark Muppet. Hashtag Muppet Joker. Hashtag Joker quotes. Hashtag society.
You wanna know how I got these scars? They crucified me. Hashtag Joker.
Hi ho! Kermit the Frog here. Why so serious? Hashtag Joker quotes. Hashtag Kermit quotes. Hashtag Muppet Joker. Hashtag Kermit Joker.
I may be made of felt, but I have never truly felt accepted.
Hashtag depressed Kermit. Hashtag the pain. Hashtag Sigma male quotes. Hashtag society.
You fucking fools thought you could test me. Hashtag dark Kermit. His bright red lips curved in that stunning green smile, leaving a trail of kisses along the green felt of my Muppet body.
Hashtag Muppet Joker. Well, hashtag Muppet X Joker.
That jokes is such a toxic shit. It literally makes me sick. Batman is ableist as shit and does not care about how the Joker's mental illnesses affects him, and literally sends him to Arkham Asylum and abuse him as sane asylum at all time. Like treatment there is fucking inhumane and really demonize mental illness. This point alone makes me sick. This Joker needs someone who can keep up with his theatrics, someone who can stimulate his creativity. Batman never once appreciates or acknowledges the work the Joker puts into their encounters, or the dramatic flair behind it. Yes, I know he is killing people, but one, he struggles with a shit ton of untreated mental illness, and two, he just wants to be recognized by someone who gives a single shit about him. Like a crumb of attention or recognition, the man is just starved for attention. What is the appeal? Batman just beats the shit out of him for the abusive asshole he is. This turned mostly into a anti-Batman rant, but yeah, fuck Bat jokes. Side note, not saying people should ship the Joker with Harley either. The man is queer and Harley Quinn is toxic, but no one ever talks about that. Taking advantage of her patient, dating her client as a therapist is fucking grooming. End of story. Anyway, I have yet to see a good ship with Joker when shipping him with other DC characters. Hashtag Bat jokes, hashtag Batman, hashtag X Joker, hashtag anti-Bat jokes, hashtag fuck Batman, hashtag Bruce Wayne is an abusive asshole, hashtag Joe Kermit. Miss Piggy is misandrous and an abuser. Change my mind. Hashtag anti-Miss Piggy, hashtag red pill, hashtag Joker Kermit, hashtag dark Kermit, hashtag Kermit thoughts, hashtag Kin memories. You all think I'm a big joke, don't you? Well, I'm the one who's laughing now. Ha ha ha. Who's laughing now? Hashtag Dark Kermit. Hashtag Evil Muppet. Hashtag Joker Kermit. Hashtag The Madness. Hashtag You Get What You Fucking Deserve. The Joker is the only remotely interesting or sympathetic character in DC. Change my mind. Hashtag Batman, hashtag Joker, hashtag DC, hashtag anti-Batman, hashtag anti-Harley Quinn, hashtag Joker Kermit. I'm so fucking mad. I'm glad Kermit is here to rub my shoulders and calm me down, or else I would go full fucking Joker mode. Hashtag Joker posting, hashtag Joker X Kermit, hashtag dark kin type, hashtag pissed off, hashtag bullshit society, hashtag self-shipping. Anonymous asked, hey, quick question. What the fuck is wrong with you? Many things. I am a twisted and dark individual with a penchant for chaos. The Joker lives within me, and I cannot escape his madness. Similarly, Kermit lives within me and reminds me every day that I am nothing more to society than a puppet to be used to entertain. It makes me sick. You people make me sick. It literally says in my DNA to not fucking interact if you cannot handle real darkness in a person. Kindly fuck off. Hashtag Dark Kermit, hashtag the Joker, hashtag Joker Kermit, hashtag fuck everyone, hashtag Dark Core, hashtag society, hashtag Dark Kin type. I just saw a fucking error sans key on my dash, filled with memories of my toxic ex. I know they'd be seething with jealousy if they knew I have not one but two boyfriends now. Better yet, neither of them can ever leave my side as they exist within me, and they and I are all three in one the same. It's a bit like the Christian concept of the Trinity if you think about it. Hashtag self-X Joker, hashtag self-X Kermit, hashtag Kermit X Joker, hashtag self-shipping, hashtag Joe Kermit, hashtag Kinboy, hashtag fictional other, hashtag polyamorous, hashtag error sans, hashtag anti-error sans, hashtag anti-sans. Anonymous asked, get therapy before you kill someone, you freak. Joke's on you. Ha! I almost did kill someone last year in September. Just stood there watching them asphyxiate. That's what they get for messing with me. Learn from their foolish mistake, Anon. And don't fuck with the Joker. Mr. K, I'm non-binary, but AFAB, am I not allowed? I said I hate women, not non-binaries. I only hate some non-binaries who have earned my wrath. Gonzo, my ex-error, Two-Face, who I headcanon as bi-gender but hate nonetheless. Unless you can earn my rage, non-binary, you will remain my loyal disciple. Anonymous asked, dude, stop fake posting about Error and Dash and I. We didn't break up with you over a misunderstanding. It was because I had to physically wrestle Error's EpiPen out of your hands because you wanted to teach them a lesson. They almost died because you refused to help them while they were having anaphylactic shock. Or because they didn't like your shitty Joker/Kermit smut. You gotta move on. We all have you blocked for a reason. Get help and leave us the fuck alone. Well, isn't this interesting? You come onto my blog, my own personal safe haven, knowing for a fact that I don't want you here, and that you violate several of the conditions on my DNI, and you're telling me to leave you alone. I can post about whatever the fuck I want here. You're just bitter you can't control me anymore, cannot limit how I express my feelings like you did with the error incident. And they didn't almost die, they were being dramatic like they always are, and you know it. Enjoy remains of our polycule. Honestly, I'm shocked you three are still together. Heh, maybe you three deserve each other. Heart. Hashtag Dark Kermit. Hashtag Joe Kermit. Hashtag Toxic Exes. Hashtag Toxic Polycule. Anonymous asked, try unlocking your real memories from your real trauma instead of fake ones where you are a specific Muppet. Kin memories are real, you ignorant slut. Flips you off with my green Muppet hand while laughing. Hashtag Kermit Thoughts, hashtag Kin Memories, hashtag Dark Kin Types. This portion of the post history shows us the general shtick she had going on at the current time. There are continuing themes of misogyny as well as some type of insight into the Muppet Joker's previous relationships and the psychology of the Muppet Joker. One of their partners they had nearly killed to teach a lesson, and he clearly has no fondness for the others as well, wanting to harm them.
The odd inclusivity is still there, him being a strange inverse of a turf at this time, as well as constant arguments with Anons.
My father's favorite horse, Bucephalus, has gotten mysteriously ill. If he dies, maybe I'll finally be the favorite son instead of playing second fiddle to a fucking animal. Hashtag anti-horse, hashtag emotional neglect, hashtag toxic parent, hashtag daddy issues, hashtag I hate my father's horses, hashtag poor Bucephalus, hashtag hope father forgets that I was the person who fed him last, hashtag heh, idiots. So now we've gotten to the point of where he's tried to kill the horse. This is an incredibly important point for later posts, wherein he has a sort of rivalship, slash enemy slash Cain and Abel situationship with said horse. Yeah. But I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. This video has already gotten too long and too tedious to edit, but I will come back and see you next time. There will be more portions of this video. There will be more parts. Do not worry, I will not leave you hanging like that.